Why people making $100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck. The number that was supposed to fix everything. There was a number in your head for a long time. Not a specific, deliberate number, more like a threshold, a finish line, a point past which the financial anxiety was supposed to stop. For a lot of people, that number is $100,000, six figures. The salary that was supposed to mean you'd made it, that the checking your account before you pump gas feeling would finally be in the past, that the math would finally work the way it was always supposed to. And then the number arrived. The offer letter, the promotion, the raise that pushed the annual total past the line you'd drawn in your mind. And for a few weeks, maybe a few months, it felt exactly like it was supposed to feel. Spacious. Like there was room to breathe inside the month. And then something happened that nobody warned you about. The number stopped being enough. Not dramatically, not all at once, but gradually and then completely. The same quiet tightness that lived in the earlier salary found its way into the new one, settled in, and made itself at home. And now you are making more money than you ever imagined making at 23, and you are still checking your account on a Tuesday morning with that feeling already in your chest before the screen loads. You are not alone, and this is not a character flaw. It is a trap, and it was built specifically for the people working hardest to escape it. The first upgrade and how it felt. It started with the apartment. Of course it started with the apartment. The old one was fine. Small, a little loud from the street, the kitchen a compromise, but fine. And when the salary crossed the threshold, fine started to feel like a statement about what you thought you deserved, and what you deserved had clearly changed. So the apartment got better. Not extravagant, genuinely reasonable for the income. A two-bedroom instead of a one, a building with a gym, a neighborhood that felt more like the version of your life you were building toward. The rent difference was $680 a month, which sounds like a lot until you calculate it as a percentage of the new salary, and it sounds completely manageable. Manageable. That word is doing a lot of work in this story. The car followed the same logic 6 months later. The old one was paid off and running fine, but fine again. And the new income made a lease on something newer feel not just affordable, but sensible. Reliability, warranty, the monthly payment absorbed cleanly into a budget that had, after all, expanded to receive it. And then the subscriptions. Not one decision, 100 small ones spread across 18 months. The premium tier here, the upgraded plan there, the service that launched during a free trial and quietly became a line item that never got reviewed because reviewing it would require logging into an account whose password you've forgotten. Each one between $12
and $40 a month. Together, across all of them, somewhere between $300 and $500 a month. That exists nowhere in any conscious budget because it was never consciously decided. The architecture of the trap. Here is what happened structurally. The income increased, and before any intentional decision could be made about where the increase would go, before the automatic transfer was set up, before the retirement contribution was adjusted, before the gap between income and outflow had a chance to widen meaningfully, the lifestyle expanded to fill the available space. This is lifestyle inflation, and it is not a personal failing. It is a structural phenomenon, as predictable and as automatic as water filling a container. The container got bigger. The water found the walls. The gap you thought would open up never opened because the life expanded at exactly the rate the income did, and the month still ends in the same place it always ended, at zero, or close enough to zero that the difference is only visible from a distance. Currently, the median household income in the United States sits just above $74,000. Households earning $100,000 or more are in the top third of earners.
and surveys consistently show that a significant portion of those households, in some studies more than a third, report living paycheck to paycheck. The income is real. The paycheck-to-paycheck reality is also real, and the explanation for how both things are simultaneously true is not complexity. It is lifestyle inflation operating at scale. The house is where it gets generational. The apartment was a rental, expensive but flexible, theoretically revisable. The house is a commitment, and the commitment comes with a payment sized to what the income can support rather than what the financial situation requires. The mortgage payment is $2,800 a month, which is, again, manageable on the new salary. The property taxes add $420. The HOA fee that wasn't prominently mentioned during the showing adds $285. The utilities in a house twice the size of the apartment add $180. The furniture needed to fill the rooms that didn't exist before adds a one-time cost that the credit card absorbed across 8 months. The landscaping, the maintenance, the things that in an apartment were someone else's problem and in a house are entirely yours, these arrive on no fixed schedule and are paid for with money that wasn't allocated for them because nobody allocates for what they haven't imagined yet. The house is not a bad decision. The house, purchased at a payment the true all-in cost supports, is a reasonable one. The house purchased at the maximum the income can theoretically manage before the property taxes and HOA and utilities and maintenance have been honestly accounted for, that house is the trap with a mortgage attached. The hidden debt.
The credit card balance didn't arrive as a single decision. It arrived as 100 small ones, each individually defensible, collectively unsustainable. The furniture for the new house, the 3 months in a row where something unexpected hit, the car repair, the medical bill, the trip for a friend's wedding that couldn't be declined, the groceries in December when the budget was already strained. The balance, that was almost zero after the raise, became something that quietly crossed $8,000 before the number was looked at directly. At 29.99% APR, that balance is not a budgeting problem. It is a structural anchor, pulling a fixed amount out of every month in interest before any other decision has a chance to matter. Currently, the average American household carries over $10,000 in credit card debt. The households earning $100,000 are not exempt. They are often among them, because the lifestyle that the income made possible also made the credit card the most available tool when the lifestyle cost more than the income covered in any given month. Why income doesn't create wealth. Here's the thing that nobody explains clearly enough at any point in the education that led to the $100,000 salary. Income and wealth are not the same thing. They are not even closely related things. They are two entirely separate systems that only connect when a deliberate structural decision is made to convert income into assets, and that decision, made repeatedly and automatically, is the only mechanism through which one becomes the other. Income is a flow. It comes in, and in the absence of a structural redirect, it goes out. The size of the flow does not determine how much accumulates. The gap between inflow and outflow determines that, and the gap can be zero at $40,000 a year, and zero at $100,000 a year, and zero at $200,000 a year, because the lifestyle has no natural ceiling. It will fill whatever space the income creates every single time unless something actively prevents it from doing so. The something that prevents it is not discipline in the moment of spending. Discipline in the moment of spending is fighting the lifestyle on its home turf, and the lifestyle always wins because there are more moments than there is discipline. The something that prevents it is a structural redirect, an automatic transfer that moves a fixed percentage of every paycheck to an investment account before the month begins, before the lifestyle has a chance to absorb it, before the spending impulse has a vote. 20% of $100,000 is $20,000 a year.
invested automatically in a low-cost index fund from the first year the salary crossed the threshold, compounding forward at a modest return rate across 10 years, that number becomes something that the $100,000 lifestyle never got close to building because the $100,000 lifestyle spent it first. The month that breaks the trap. The break doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. It doesn't require selling the house or returning the car or canceling every subscription in a single afternoon. It requires one decision made once that runs before any other decision has the opportunity to be made.
The automatic transfer. Set up on payday, 20% moved before the month begins. Everything else, the mortgage, the car payment, the subscriptions, the groceries, the life, organized around what remains after the transfer has already cleared. The month will feel tighter. For a while, it will feel significantly tighter because the lifestyle was built on 100% of the income and it is now running on 80%. Some things will be reviewed. Some subscriptions will be canceled, not out of discipline, but out of necessity, which turns out to be the most reliable cancellation mechanism available. The gym in the building will start to feel like a line item instead of an amenity, and somewhere in the background, quietly, automatically, without drama or announcement, a number will be growing that has never grown before on this salary. Not because the income changed, because the gap finally opened, deliberately, structurally, one payday before the lifestyle could close it. The $100,000 was never the problem. The lifestyle that arrived to spend it was. And the lifestyle only wins when it gets to the money first.